Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. And I got me some new Obscurities. I got a hold of the Coffin breakers for Shadows of Brimstone during the last Dice Fest. Hopefully, if you were interested, you got your own, and if you didn't, don't fret, because as you can see, this isn't retail packaging. These were like a special airlifted bundle that came for the event, but they will be available at retail in the very near future, or they are now by the time you're watching this. I don't know when you're seeing this, if it's for the first time. So anyway, I haven't even opened them myself yet. You get 6 to a box. It looks like there's at least 3 poses. But most importantly, for somebody like me, and yeah, every now and then I actually get to play Shadows of Brimstone, believe it or not, but the most important bit for me was it's got plastic models. And honestly and truly, if you guys haven't had a chance to play Shadows of Brimstone, I mean, it is the most Warhammer Quest-ish game that is currently still being made on the market, and just the variety of stuff that you can do with these. Interesting, okay. 2 body styles, 2 head styles, 3 weapon arms, and 2 shields. Everything can be mixed and matched. So we're getting into actual really modular figures. And you can put a variety of plates on those. You can either have a cross plate or a metal ring, or leave it blank for the coffin lid. You get a little blurb about them right here and how they work. You get the big, nice card with the basic stats and the brutal mode. And then for the figures themselves, oh, and what kind of cards we got? I'm assuming it's all threat cards, but I wonder if there's any world-specific ones. Okay, no, just the usuals, low, medium, highs. Some enemies tend to have very specific threat cards for certain other worlds. Not these folks. Okay, so pretty basic structure. I gotta say, look at the quality of the plastic. I will admit, the original game did not have the greatest quality material plastics in it, but these are looking nice. And I built and painted my fair share of Brimstone models. You get 3 of these sprues, and I mean, even being undead, they look pretty solid. They've got enough space to attach to the base, especially with the little tactical rock there. And the fact that we've got some little extra bits on there, I do appreciate. And the fact that they're actually somewhat modular. So you can mix and match them. You can have them all look the same or have them all totally different. So give me a moment. I'll put them all together. And you know what? Why don't I bust out some of my painted stuff? And I'm going to let you guys in on a horrible secret in just a little bit too. All right, we got our coffin breakers all put together. And in one of those situations where the internet is absolutely right, I ended up breaking all of the feet off of my poor guys here. Not so much the ones with the tactical rock debris to stand on, but the guys that were just standing, you know, minding their own on their bases, every one of their feet broke. The last one I got off the sprue, I realized that what you need to do is clip around them first, and then you can get their feet off in one piece. But in all honesty, it's not like a little bit of, you know, plastic cement isn't going to fix everything up anyways. So I'm not too worried about that. Getting a better look at them here. I do like the fact that, you know, they're all ragged. Compared to what we started with in the game, I'm really digging what Flying Frog is concocting with the newer models. I haven't had a chance to get them on the table yet, but I do appreciate the fact that not a single one of them is going to end up looking the same. Would have liked a few more little bits to have left over. I do have a couple of the decorative pieces still, but it'd be nice if there were just a few extra weapons or coffin lids, because I keep thinking it would be wonderful, now that I have a batch, to totally just go and kit bash my own. Because looking at them in terms of scale, like with the Wargames Atlantic skeletons, they're a little bit smaller, but not too much. And I mean, honestly, if you take his shield and, you know, I think even a coffin lid is probably an easy piece to procure. and as well as various digging utensils. Shouldn't be too hard to proxy in your own, but obviously you're going to need those rules still. Grabbing a couple other models just to give you guys a good idea of how they stack up. Here is one of the traditional Hungry Dead. You'll notice that these skeletons of the Coffin Breakers are a lot larger. And personally, I dig that. It's definitely easy to work with, despite the fact that those feet were popping off of the sprue. But the fact that they're in plastic just automatically makes things a whole lot easier to work with. And again, also with the way the joints are worked out, you can see here that not a single one of mine is in the exact same pose as his buddies. Similar? Sure. The same? No. And to me, that's really important. If I don't have tons and tons of these models on the table, then I absolutely want to make sure that they're not going to look the same. So kudos to Flying Frog for continuing that trend of letting us have nice, flexible models in terms of how we end up putting them together with the plastic stuff. And fingers crossed that as we continue to see new kits come out and as Adventures gets closer to release, that we will see even more interesting and dynamic plastic models. Because to me, that's what really makes the game. To me, this is absolutely the spiritual successor to Warhammer Quest at this point. I mean, it already was, but I mean, honestly, with Forbidden Fortress and the stuff with the upcoming Adventures, you basically got everything you need to run a full-on fantasy set. I mean, you've got, with the fantasy stuff in Forbidden Fortress, just a Japanese reskin at that point. And to me, I love it. Definitely one of my favorites. And hopefully we're going to continue to see new releases, and you'll definitely be seeing them here because I can't help myself with this game. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, we'll have a link down below for you to join in the addiction of Brimstone, because that's what it becomes. And hopefully you'll find many hours of enjoyment that we have as well. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.